Okay. Right?
Yes, please start.
Thank you. So, as we discussed, the topic for today is self-image in 2026. But before I go any forward, I want to quickly read something from this book called Karma and Reincarnation by Swami Paramahansa Yogananda. And then I will read something from Richard Bandler, the god of NLP. And let's see what's similar here. Now, Swami Paramahansa Yogananda ji, I think, was born in 5th of Jan 1893. And I mean, what he has shared is absolutely amazing. He says, to understand karma, you must realize that thoughts are things. The very universe in the final analysis is composed not of matter but of consciousness. Matter responds far more than most people realize to the power of thought. For willpower directs energy, and the energy in turn acts upon matter. Matter indeed is energy. Every action, every thought reaps its own corresponding rewards. Shabana, just letting you know, and other participants, I've just gone through a tooth surgery, so I have some swelling and थोड़ा बोलने में मुझे, you know, yeah, so please pardon me for that. Okay, so clearly he says that our thoughts are powerful and they have, impact on the outside world as well as our internal world. Now, this is a book by Richard Bandler. And like I said, he's the god of NLP. The book's name is Get the Life You Want. And let's see what he says. Here, the page number is 6, and the chapter is the qualities of your thoughts. And I'm just going to quickly read out a few things. There are also certain qualities to these images. So he's talking about thoughts, that how they can be processed. When people create anything, they must create it first in their mind by imagining what it is going to look like. There are also qualities to these images. For example, think about what you did yesterday. As you think about it in your mind, you might see yourself yesterday doing something, or you might see what you saw through your own eyes. We also hear internal sounds and internal feelings. They are no different. So basically, what Richard Bandler is also saying, that we have thoughts, and these are getting processed through us, continuously, and they're affecting the actions that we have. So we'll start with a PPT here, and I have some questions to ask. Shivana, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So just have a look here. We are here to discuss our self-image in 2026. I don't know how old you are. I don't know what exactly is running on your mind. Is it money? Is it health? Is it wealth? Is it relationship? Maybe a soulmate? But it is definitely going to be a play of words, and those words will decide the kind of pictures you will have in your mind. Here is a very basic, simple representation of the play of words. Same words, when arranged a certain way, show a different picture. And once they are rearranged, they absolutely create a new picture. So it's a yellow hat on a purple frog. And once I rearrange the words, the whole picture has changed. So the power of words is extremely important. And why we are discussing self-image is basically what, how you see yourself. Think of it, guys, as if, let's say, if you were a lion, but you saw yourself as a cat. Or if you were a cat, you saw yourself as a lion. Almost instantly, there's a change of potential and the kind of actions or behaviors you're going to display. So, self image is how you see yourself. However, how you see yourself is a sum total of the events of your life, the behaviors that were modeled in front of you, the things that were spoken, shown, or probably specific events of your life. These can be good events, these can be bad events, but all of these are stored in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is your body. It's made of 86 billion neurons and trillions of cells, and they contain intelligence, memory, data within its own self. I have a video representation of how much of what we do is actually coming from our past wiring or unconscious mind. Have a look here. Give me a second.
George had to hold in mind the position of just 4 shapes. He couldn't do it.
In the interest of time, like I said, we read 2 books. I mean, Richard Bandler is, of course, uh, we know him from a recent past, and Swami Paramahansa Yogananda, both of them, both the authors, talking about the power of thoughts in their own ways. So one talks about how the visuals, the sounds that we hear, the feelings that we have influence us. Meanwhile, there is one author, Swami Paramahansa Yogananda ji, talking of karma or thought in action, and how once you take charge of these thoughts, you can change your life around. So, like I said, today's topic is about self image. Self image is nothing but a sum total of the belief systems that you have. Now, this actually became rage somewhere around in 1960, guys. And this cosmetic surgeon, this American cosmetic surgeon called Maxwell Maltz, he was doing surgeries on people and he started to notice a pattern there. He realized that now there are two kind of people. So the one batch is where the surgery is perfect, the scar has been fixed, and they go through an absolute confidence boost. However, there is another set of people. The surgery has gone well. They anyhow had kind of near perfect faces, or they were almost perfect. They are rich, they have money, they are good looking, but they are not feeling any different even after the surgery. So this made Dr. Maxwell Maltz realize that what if we have two images? So on the front, I look really happy, but maybe on the inside, because of the programming, wiring, karma, or let's say some people talk about past life, but I will stick to this life. The kind of information that has gone within us, maybe that is affecting the way we are feeling. Now, the problem here is the way you feel will also decide the kind of energy levels you are going to have. So, anyhow, then he wrote this book. I highly recommend you read this book. And there's one more book that he has written on self image. And he talks about how there is this internal mechanism, just like the way it functions in a plane that is flying on autopilot, which is called as cybernetic. So it's a system where, let's say, if a plane is going from Dubai to London, and if there is an air and it's pushing the plane away from its track, the automatic system of the plane will start to gauge that there is something off the track, and it will put the plane back on track to London. The same way when the title says psycho-cybernetic, that means the cybernetic mechanism of our body. So if you do anything different than what you have been wired for, your nervous system will naturally kick in, your belief system, or this sense of something is not right. Today morning I shared something in my community. So what I did was I used AI to create two similar looking flats, but there was a slight difference in the color of the sofa and the cushion color. And the article was basically on these are two similar looking flats, but you enter the wrong flat. So you can't really exactly point out that, okay, what's different here, but there's a sense that something is off today. And that sense comes from your cybernetic. And once you have that sense for a doomsday or going down or a low self-image, that sense will take you down. And if you have that sense for, let's say, I want to earn 10 lakhs per month, 8 lakhs per month, I want to earn 25,000 per month, and that sense gets wired into your neural pathways, into the cells of your body. That sense will keep ensuring you stay on track, you stay motivated till the time you get to that goal. So I mean, this was an absolute rage, and this book changed my life forever. I got introduced to this book by Bob Proctor. And I think one word that comes to my mind thinking of Bob Proctor is the power of repetition. That whatever you have within you got recorded in multiple ways. Like I said, that either that behavior was modeled in front of you by your parents, it was a specific event, it can be a good event where there was some kind of victory happening, or maybe you were bullied, or probably you heard things from your environment. Anyhow, moving forward, like I said, that there's a lot of information inside our subconscious mind, and this is a small snapshot of what really happens here. I'm quickly going to annotate and read few words for you. So there you go. This is the dot that you're going to focus on. And yeah, let's see what's written here. Now imagine that instead of being a grain of sand, this dot is actually a tiny piece of your brain. So this dot is actually a tiny piece of your brain, just a little speck of what we call gray matter. If you could look closely enough first, you would discover this dot is actually made up of special nerve cells called neurons. So even inside this little dot, there is something which is called as neurons. This tiny speck of brain, the one that's the size of a grain of sand, this small little black dot, can contain as many as 1 lakh of these neurons. Imagine the kind of information that you've recorded since the time you've been born. And inside these 1 lakh neurons, each neuron, so basically inside this dot there are 1 lakh neurons, and inside each neuron there can be anywhere between 1,000 to 10,000 connections. Has it ever felt like you're trying to change yourself, trying to improve your income, but it's a cycle that's repeating over and over again? You prepare for your exams, you want to speak a certain way, you want to collate large amounts of data, but you get challenged by what happened in the past. So this is happening because there's a continuous conversation happening within the synapses of your brain, within these neural pathways, and they keep deciding this is familiar, this is not familiar, and try and the brain, the body, tries to protect you by staying away from what's unfamiliar, what is out of your comfort zone. Moving forward, give me a second, guys. I'm going to just change my screen. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, now, so then the life is running on autopilot. I mean, like 86 billion neurons, trillion of cells, and the life is running on autopilot till the time you do something about it. Now, autopilot means what? Meaning you don't really have to memorize your name, you don't have to memorize your ABCD, you don't have to think about how much is there in your bank account. It's kind of a program that life has become very predictable, and you're doing the same things over and over again till the time you become aware that you want something else from your life. However, the change is not that simple. Change threatens the brain, it activates your survival centers. What really happens when your life is running on autopilot? Okay, this we can cover later. I have something else very interesting to show to you. Okay, Shabana, I need your help here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Shabana, what do you see in front of you?
I see a peak, but I can also.
Yeah, did you say a peak or did you say a beak? Peak.
Peak.
Mountain बोल रहे हो ना Shabana?
Yeah,
Mountain.
yeah.
Shabana, do you notice a bear over here?
Bear.
Shivana, if you remember, in one of our classes, I had taken this FedEx logo and I had asked the participants that, can you see an arrow? And it was an
Yeah,
absolute
I can
blind
see
spot.
the bear as well.
Okay, now you can. So it's like this experiment never, it never stops to amaze me. So guys,
Yeah.
आप ये सोचेंगे कि Shavana, you may think and the other participants may think कि blind spot क्या है? What is a blind spot? So what happened that some time ago, these researchers were playing and they wanted to check कि how much of information can we actually delete from our environment. So they took these people who were passing the basketball. They have a ball in their hands and they were passing it on to each other. Now the participants who were sitting in front, they were told that now you are going to count how many passes of this ball has been made. So they got busy counting. Now, when they were busy counting, there was a huge gorilla. There's this video is actually there on the internet. This huge gorilla goes dancing and it bypasses this crowd, and then people were asked that, okay, how many counts were made, and people came with numbers 15, 33, this that. And then the researchers asked that, okay, all of this is okay, but did you notice a gorilla passing by? And at least, I think I'm forgetting the number now, I'm trying to recall it, more than 40% or 50% of people could not see a human-sized gorilla passing from this, the ball passes where these people were playing. The people had a blind spot for the gorilla. So imagine once you're focused on what's not working in your life, or if you're not focused on the goals that you're rewiring yourself for, imagine the huge amount of data that can get deleted. This blind spot decides how you spend your day. Your wiring decides how you spend your day. So, okay, then where do we go next from here? Now we are aware that initially the bear wasn't visible. Now it is. I mean, these people actually missed a gorilla. So the point here is, till the time you don't rewire yourself for something, you will keep missing out that information from your filtration system. So you may think now, what is the filtration system? Filtration about what? So like I said, that we spoke about these, billions of neurons and cells which are deciding how we will spend our day. They also affect the kind of information we focus on. So this is something which is called as reticular activation system, or a system which is kind of built to focus. Okay, I do recognize this is my mom and dad. This is the house I live in, and these are the kind of foods I like. But basically, this has come from our environmental programming. Like I said, the behaviors that have been modeled, or specific events where something was being either celebrated or something very bad happened. Now, the problem here is that your reticular activation system will not change on its own. You have to change it. And it kind of focuses on 3 to 4 things in a day. So it can be something that you value, something very important. So value can be something which is very belief system based. It can be also something which is very important to you as far as, outside your body. It can be your car, it can be your house, it can be people talking to you a certain way. Some people don't change their environment because they have a fear of failure. So they don't make new attempts in their life because they value being respected at the cost of their bank account. This system is also programmed for checking what's the threat. So for some people, the threat can be it can be like they are getting humiliated, or it can be a fear of rejection, it can be an abandonment wound. There's so many things that can be a threat subconsciously. So but they will not realize that it's also hacking their growth. Now this reticular activation system is not only for what you've learned, what to value, what your threat is. It can also be wired for, or is wired for, what are your goals. So now when you start to do your affirmations, when you start to do your mirror work, understanding that there's a lot of data that has gotten stored from the time you've been born, and recording. Once you realize the power of repetition and focus on new goals, that can be money, it can be house, it can be car, it can be you having a soulmate, there is something that has to change here. Once the neural pathways or information inside the thoughts and picture that we spoke of at the starting, once the quality of that starts to change, the whole perception around that topic starts to change. So this means that initially you valued being respected more, but let's say if you start to value having a partner in your life, you may also value the other person to a point that you will make some changes in your behavior. This part of you, the reticular activation part of you, once it decides or sets its eyes on a goal, it will also start to take actions a certain way. I was talking about that how when two houses are similar, one is your house and one looks exactly similar to your house but is not your house. So what happens is once you enter the wrong house, there's a sense of something is off. That feeling of, or the feeling or that sense of something is off, that comes from your reticular activation system, but it can be changed. There's a set of neural pathways. There's a set of network. Once you rewire it for focusing on what you want, it helps you take actions, and it shifts your gaze from the problem to the solution. Shabana, are the slides visible?
Yeah.
Guys, self-image is nothing but it's basically the image that you formed over the years. And if you want something new from 2026, this old image, that old information has to change. And you will have to challenge one belief at a time, uh, probably one intermediate belief at a time. So, how this works is, let's say, for example, you decide that you're going to earn certain amount per month. I will take probably like a book as a okay, yeah. So let's say if you want to earn a certain amount per month, and you started to visualize, and you're visualizing every day that I'm earning 50,000 per month, or 80,000 per month, or 8 lakhs per month. So what happens is, there is firstly a core belief, I'm not good enough. But that core belief, I'm not good enough, let's say you go, you disintegrate it, you start to do your mirror work. What you don't realize is there are also intermediate or supporting beliefs which support your core beliefs. So that means I'm not good enough because I don't have certification. So you had money on your mind, but now you will remove it and you will start entertaining the idea, the fears of, oh, you know what, I'm not good at it because I don't have certifications. So then you go to a coach and you rewire yourself, and you again start with, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning 8 lakhs per month. And you start to notice some changes in your behavior. Then another limiting belief kicks in. What you have to remember from the whole conversation is, if you really want to upgrade your self-image, you have to remember this information that we just discussed, that 86 billion neurons, 70,000 thoughts a day. How many of these thoughts in the past have actually supported you, or the goal that you're working on? And then, like I said, the feeling mind. What you have to understand is, when you pick any goal to rewire yourself, you have to notice where your attention is. Every day, are you focusing on fixing problems, which is usually happens because of a certain parenting style? Or, like I said, the threat in your environment. Have you been insulted? Have you been bullied? So when you failed as a student, when you failed as a child, were you bullied? Were you reprimanded? Were you humiliated? These are threats. And this is also something that you value, that no, I don't want to get insulted. I value my mental peace, so I'm going to stay inside my shell. So what happens is that when you start to work on your goal, or when you start to upgrade your self-image, coming back to the same thing which is representing money for us over here. So you may have a core belief of, I'm not good enough, or I'm helpless. But under that core belief, there can be sometimes 14, 15, depending on the age that you have, 14, 15 intermediate or supportive belief that yes, you are not good because you don't have certifications, forget your money. You again stop repeating about your goals. You again stop. Now you do some work, again the money comes back, again you notice, so you know what, how am I going to sell? How am I going to pitch? How am I going to talk? So again, one more intermediate belief kicks in. Again, the money image goes off, and you start entertaining, you know what, I'm safe at home, and I'm safe here. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to fail, because failure means humiliation. Failure does not mean humiliation. Yes, there are some people out there who can pinpoint problems, who can mock you, but the whole world doesn't do that. You have to change the belief system around self, that is you yourself, others, that is the market where we have to sell our products, and the world in total. Now again, you start to entertain the money image, then something else kicks in. So, oh my God, Corona came. So guess what? I can't earn the money. And again, you go back. Don't do that. Think about these 86 billion neurons. They are recording and recording and recording, and they're deleting and installing information in your mind night and day. I'm talking about this dot. This dot has 1 lakh neurons, and inside each neuron, there's either 1,000 or 10,000. Oh my Lord, that's insane amount of recording in us. So you have to know this, that your subconscious mind is nothing but your body, and there's a lot of information that is all the time playing in your mind. I like pasta. No, I don't like pasta. It's basically something that was presented to you. Either you sat with your friends and you had it, and then you like it, and you can change something. Once you make your mind, you can change something into a liking or a disliking. Now, to ensure that to ensure that you have, can I say, better self-image, because there is no cap to your self-image. You can keep improving your self-image as much as you want to. You can grow as much as you want to. There is one core concept that you have to understand. So regarding those 86 billion neurons which are happening in your brain, they are also transmitting a lot of information into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is nothing but these nerves or your peripheral system, which responds to the thoughts that you have. Like I said, oh, I'm going to earn money now, I'm going to earn 8 lakhs per month, but I'm not going to groom myself. I will not go out and sell. I will not change the way I talk. I will not change the way I dress. I will not appreciate people. I'm not going to change anything. But I want money. Guess what? The actions are not going to come. Your money has to feel safe, exciting to a point where you feel the thrill in your nerves. So this means these nerves start to dance thinking of money. This part of you, the subconscious mind, can respond, can also react. If you're scared of something, let's say if you see a tiger, the natural response will be a reaction of, oh my God, like uh, you will just go down. But at the same time, let's say if you see a friend that you like, it's going to be a response of, hi, how are you? And what you want is, when you are enhancing your self-image in 2026, you want two goals for this year, and then you want to gradually upgrade your nervous system. Like I said, Richard Bandler said that there are sounds, there are visuals, there are feelings. And if you're working on money, if you're working on self-image, you have to challenge your belief system. The belief system is stored in your brain. It's a physical thing. And that physical thing is causing blind spots. Like, I showed you earlier that you would not spot the beer. In the old class that I took, people could not spot the arrow in the FedEx logo. So literally, visually, there's a blind spot happening purely because you are not looking for it. It's only when you start to look for motivating yourself, it's only when you start to look for better people in your life who speak to you a certain way, it's only when you start to look for more business, the ideas will come and the actions will come. And you have to stay at it, because the information that you've recorded is so intense. And most of us, I don't know about, I cannot talk about everyone, but if I talk about, I've studied in one of the most expensive schools, brought up very nicely, basic skills were there, but I realized that people were not aware of subconscious mind. People were not aware of, oh, we have these pictures in our mind, oh, we have to speak a certain way, and then we have to keep repeating it. So you take coaching, but you also do your goal cards, you do your affirmations, you do your vision boards, you do your thinking, planning, you make changes as and when the market changes. So I mean, the self-image is a sum total of belief systems, but you have to know that you will go one belief at a time, one issue at a time. And then naturally, once you start to do this work on consistent basis, 30 days into it, 66 days into it, 250 days into it, you start to notice the way you see yourself, the kind of information you pick from the mirror. So this means that you are at the same weight that you are, weight, kilos. In the past, you saw yourself in the mirror and you were like, my this is fat, my eyes are small, I have scars on my face. But when you start to honor yourself, when you start to rewire your self-image, it's the same mirror, it's the same you. I'm not even talking about the weight change here. It's the same you, but the kind of information you start to pick or say or notice in the mirror is absolutely different. The subconscious mind has the power to restructure, reconsolidate. The process of restructuring, reconsolidating protein synthesis, that actually shifts the focus of your being. So your self-image is so important in your 2026. It was in the past, but if you don't have a structure around what you're doing, I'm very confident the change is not going to happen. So with this, I think I will conclude. Shabana, we are almost around time. I want to keep some time for questions if anyone has any questions, or otherwise we'll call it a day.
Thank you, Lavanya.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we have Rajveer.
Hi,
And
Raj. Yeah.
and also, sorry.
My self-image was very, very confident until until uh, the I'm a very, very confident person. And mm, how to be more confident and more joyful and without letting energy vampires to my life. Thank you. To spoil my self image. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rajvin. So when you get some time, you can go through the some slides that I shared. And there's a lot of information that gets stored inside, almost 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. This is the insane amount of recording that is happening every day, and it's getting stored, it's getting stored, it's getting stored. So when you talk about confidence, that I want more confidence, what I like in your language is you're already focusing on I want more confidence.
Yeah, but there's a lot of energy vampires blocking my father, mother, and caregiver, like primary
They
caregiver.
and the energy vampires, that the people that you label as energy vampires could be people who are concerned for you. Maybe they are people who are tired sometimes. They can be anyone. We can call them with any label. But the fact that you choose to focus on more confidence, there are certain ways to build confidence. A
Mm.
very basic, simple way, Rajwin, to improve your confidence is doing a lot of mirror work.
Yeah, mirror work.
I am
That's why
telling you this. That mirror is a
I
reminder
have the
of a
mirror work
recording.
in front of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so uh, in 2025, I my job had my job at NCSM, National Cancer Society of Malaysia, had got toned down a little bit because my boss there was retiring. So I'm trying to pick it back inside. And last 2 weeks I had uh mm, before the spiritual fast I had burns and I had a sprained ankle that is very, very, very,
Painful.
very, very, very painful. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have decided that to increase my self-image, I will just
You
ignore,
know, Rajman,
ign-
I wouldn't say that ignore, like, I would just say that don't think about the pink bottle. Let's not ignore. Let's get busy focusing on something else.
ourselves. Yeah,
Yeah,
ourselves.
absolutely, yes. And it's a challenge. And it's a challenge initially. But gradually, once you practice something over and over again, it becomes a practice. And when you practice it even more, the brain has
Yes.
the power to form blind spot, not only to
Like
what you
like
want. Yeah,
recently, sorry to
it's
like recently my cousin got married. He's spinal cord injury, and I'm totally different case. So my sister said a comment that actually brought me down. That my sister started comparing me with him, saying that why you not this, why you not that. And yesterday when I went for the went for the final wedding shukrana, I mean after the reception and after the wedding 1 week after, normally I put 2 ringgit, 2 Malaysian ringgit in front of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And I did put 1 ringgit earlier, and my caregiver wanted to get up, and she said, "No, no, no." And my cousin's wife like got up, and my brother just walked out because of my sister's behavior. So it's like that's what I call energy vampires. Um,
Absolutely, Rajvan, and thank you for sharing that. And I understand that there are certain challenges that you're taking care of. However, once your mind starts to focus on, let's say, earning more money, or like you said, confidence, your focus is already on more confidence. So, what are a few activities that come to your mind which can build confidence? Is the first thing is the kind of words you use for yourself. If you see in the beginning of this presentation that I've shared, I show something like there is a a yellow cap on a purple frog.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a purple frog. So imagine, it's a play of words, and these play of words is deciding the kind of pictures you're going to have on your mind. For example, red, blue, green. The brain can entertain only one idea at a time, and once you learn
yeah.
to tune out, focusing on yourself, believe me,
See,
everything
I have,
comes out.
I've actually decided to get more of my cousin's help, and some of the things that I've decided to cherish the time that I have with my caregiver, because she's having a 10 days, no, she's gonna have a 10 days off later in the year. So I just don't want to go back to taking anxiety pills again, which my anxiety is considered actually normal. Everybody goes through this. Everybody goes through hormonal changes. Everybody goes through wants peace in their house. I protect my peace. That's why I don't like my caregiver's niece talking the second help you know. So and yeah, and I've made up in my caregiver's niece, and I'm totally fine. I'm just concerned about my job and concerned about how not to get discriminated by my sister again this year.
Rajvin, I can sum this up if you allow me to. I clearly see that you're going through a lot of challenges. The subconscious mind, right? I spoke about belief restructuring, protein synthesis. So once you start to give it a command, I want to earn more money, give me ideas. Whatever you are good at right now, it has the power to make you better at how? By giving you insights, by reconsolidating the data within. So this means that once you place a command on your subconscious mind, Rajvin, have a look here. It can keep changing, mixing the old ideas with the new ideas, restructuring process, and that insight can make you a lot of money. One video can make you a lot of money, but you got to stay at it, and you have to repeat the same sentence over and over again. So I'm so happy and grateful now that I got this insight. I remember that you make people laugh, is what you shared the last time when we conversed. And
Yeah.
you can keep telling your subconscious mind that I got this amazing insight, or I want this amazing insight, where I earn whatever you want to earn out of it. And you will notice your flow of thoughts is now not towards the people that you call energy vampires, but it's actually towards writing creative ideas, thinking about creative
Yeah,
ideas.
I even wrote a book, you know.
Oh,
I haven't even wrote a book.
amazing. So
Yeah.
someone is already achieving. And see, life is kind of spiceless without these people who give us labels, who kind of find faults with us. Life is just imagine that there's no one bothering you
But
and you're just going
but
straight.
I don't like to be bothered because I have got my
Even I
life.
don't want to be bothered. But that feeling that I need peace comes because there is no peace
You're
outside.
you're in this line of hypnotherapy, and I missed hypnotherapy session for 2 months already, and it's like that, and things got so bad that I've called the counselor also. The counselor the next day the counselor went, she started again. Yeah, my caregivers knee started again.
So
Then
one thing about subconscious mind, Rajvin, sorry, I'm cutting through. This is so good that you're taking hypnotherapy. If you really want to upgrade your nervous system or your self image, you have to challenge your old belief systems. But it's not only about challenging the old belief systems.
yeah,
You have to take hypnosis for I'm becoming better with every passing day. I'm feeling better with every passing day. I'm looking brighter and sharper with every passing day. I'm becoming as fluid as water. And once you repeat your whole demeanor, that starts to change, the way your voice throw change. You have to be at it, and there's going to be a life evolution is a lifelong process. It's an eternal process.
Yeah.
Yeah, but kudos to you. I mean, the book, the fact that you say you want more confidence, you already speak power. Your focus is already on what you want. See,
Sometimes
yeah.
sometimes like previous session, like Vinay gave the power back, uh, power in you. So another one is also, I want back my power.
You have the power. You don't want your power back. Rajman, play your words. What you want is more power. Define that more power. You don't power back is you don't have the fact that you show up early morning over here or wherever you are. You have power. You have focus. You know what you want. You are talking about what you want. You have the power. You want more power. More power comes with more focus. That's it. It's all practice. And I hope this helps the conversation that we had.
Helps because you just gave me another hypnotherapy thought that
Absolutely.
I'm getting better and brighter each day, and my
Yes.
hypnotherapist told me the same thing. Thank you.
You're most welcome. And thank you for the opportunity.
And I hope every Saturdays you can help this kind of talks that you can empower sometimes.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shabana.
Yeah, thank you, Rajvan. Also, Lavanya, you mentioned about so I wanted you to give certain exercise to all the viewers. So you mentioned about the mirror work. So if you can detail it so that people can also practice.
So, Shavana, mirror work is very simple. So, imagine now, all this time, this was our money, but now this is our mirror. So, you're standing in front of the mirror. You start with one sentence.
Yeah, I'm
Just,
positive.
yeah, only one sentence. You can have 10 sentences, but the more data you start to entertain, you will lose its intensity. You start with, I'm so happy and grateful now to see myself. You just start with this and you say it over and over again. You have to repeat it. Like I said, core belief, I'm not good enough. Then the intermediate beliefs, I'm not good because I'm fat, because I have scars on my face, because I'm going through perimenopause. Despite all the odds, throw the belief system away. And I'm so happy and grateful now that I can see myself. I'm happy to see myself. So, despite the number of limitations that come from within, from our old wiring, you keep going at, I'm happy to see myself. I'm happy to see myself. I'm happy to see myself thrive. And you repeat the same word over and over again. If you can journal it even better, there are multiple more activities, Shabana, which we don't have the day for. But the basic is you want to feel good, start with the mirror that you use every day.
Awesome. That's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lavanya, for
Thank you.
Yeah. Minaji, do you want to ask anything? I think she has written a comment like she will
Yes.
also
Thank you.
send
Thank
back.
you so much. I just saw. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Lavanya. It was really wonderful session and a good reminder that we have to keep thinking about.
Shavana, we've started at the right time. It's the beginning of the new year.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So by the end of it, we should have a very good self-image.
Absolutely.
More
Yes.
improved. That's what.
100%. Within 10 days, there'll be a visible, visible and mental difference. 10 days. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Lavanya. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.